Coming up today on This Is True Really News, something from live science, because dead science is so much less interesting.
And a little morbid, really.
Let's talk now about what you should be doing to participate. Please like, subscribe. No, not you. Them. You is the metaphorical term for all the folks that, watch.
See, don't say folks. That always annoys me.
People.
Because we're speaking to one person.
That idiot.
I'm speaking to Alphonse.
Alphonse, you moron. Please. Like, subscribe,
Alphonse is an Altai horse who's missing hair.
And he's not happy about it.
Not real gleeful at this moment.
Please use that stupid...
Last words he muttered were...
Like, subscribe, and follow This Is True Really News, and leave a comment anywhere you catch us. And if you have a story you'd like us to see and try to, work on or something like that, feel free to just send it to TITR@netradio.network.
This is True Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
Correct. Wow, look at that relatively pain-free intro. Good for us.
Thank you.
Well, Junior, sir.
I am here.
You might want to hit the old Instagram and look up Tessa Coates.
Tessa Coates?
Coates. She's a writer. She's a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, a woman, you might want to look her up because it's cooler with the pictures, and I don't know if I can do them justice.
Okay, you want me to put them up?
Can you? If you find them, sure.
Yeah.
A woman was trying on a wedding dress, momentarily dropped into an episode of Black Mirror. For those of us our age, Black Mirror would be a lot like the 2023 version of Twilight Zone, but still not as hip as Twilight Zone was then.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it.
I can, but it's just, you look at it and you go, does anything beat the one where Charles Bronson and Elizabeth Montgomery are the warring soldiers? Oh. That was one of the all-time, or The Thing on the Wing with Will Shatner. Anyway.
See, I love that one. He had iced coffee.
The woman who was trying to get on a wedding dress saw a photo of her experience, and it's horrifying fans on social media. Tessa Coates, a writer and comedian, took to Instagram to share a photo of herself standing in front of two mirrors while trying on a wedding dress.
Okay.
She said, I went wedding dress shopping, and the fabric of reality apparently crumbled. This is a real photo, not Photoshop, not a panorama, not a live photo. If you can't see the problem, keep looking, because when you see the problem, you won't be able to unsee it. That it must be a glitch in the matrix that almost made her vomit up food in the street.
Really?
When you see it, you see from the picture, right? You see the lovely shoulders and a lady in a wedding dress.
Okay.
She's standing with one arm across her right arm across her tum-tum, and her left arm is hanging at her side.
Yeah.
On the mirror to her left, she has both arms at her side. And on the mirror to the right, she has both hands clasped in front of her.
Okay.
So in one picture, with two mirrors, her hands are in three different places. Which I'm sure her husband-to-be will appreciate, but it looks a little creepy when you see it in the mirrors.
I cannot remember how to log into Instagram on this machine. Doggone it, I'm sorry.
How do I share things?
Yeah, you probably can. Where is it? It's down on the bottom and on the pop-up.
So if I do more,
share screen. Caption. Share screen. Go ahead and hit share screen.
There we go. Can you see it now?
I can now. 1, 2. Oh, that's weird. In one picture, her hands are clasped.
Yep.
And in the other picture, her hands are not clasped. They're unclasped. And in the third picture, one hand is down by her side and the other's across her tummy.
Is that weird looking?
That is bizarre.
And if you look at everything else, the shoulder tilt.
Yeah.
The head, it's all the same. So if somebody did Photoshop.
That's a good job.
They were exceptional.
Yeah, that's a great job.
And now I'm scared of wedding dresses. So
so just go to the top of the page. You'll find how to close your screen. Go to the top of your screen.
Top of which page? Oh, stop share. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Now we come back to normal.
That was just a little bit frightening to me.
That is wild.
She thought the mirrors must be one shock. Social media user said, magic mirrors? One added, is this a Black Mirror thing?
Yeah, really?
Tessa explained she'd gone to the bridal shop on her own, sent some pictures to her sister, who was the one who pointed out the discrepancy between the three versions of herself. Very weird. And they still have, at this point, no explanation.
That is
one guy,
strange.
however,
Yeah.
did say, remember, phones are computers, not cameras.
Mm-hmm.
So even without the live photo setting,
Yeah.
it does take a burst of images from left to right.
Oh.
So I don't know what that means.
Well, that means that you may have had time to move.
Took photo bursts and combined two images.
That if that's the case, that makes some sense to me at least.
Okay. I like the creepy aspect myself, so I'm keeping that.
This from Live Science. A man
As opposed to
Dead Science, which is far less interesting.
yes.
A man developed an uncommon side effect after his spinal procedure. A 4-inch piece of cement ended up in his heart.
That's probably not good. I'm
56
just going to go out on that limb there.
Yeah, right. 56-year-old went to the emergency room after he experienced chest pain and difficulty breathing, according to a report in the New England Journal of Medicine. The man had recently undergone a spinal procedure to treat a vertebral compression fracture in which part of a vertebra collapses into itself, right? The man had undergone, and those suckers are unbelievably painful because they're usually up against nerve roots and stuff. The man had undergone a procedure in which doctors inject a special type of cement into the vertebra to restore its proper height and keep it from collapsing. A rare side effect of this procedure is that the cement can leak from the bone into other areas, which can cause a blockage or embolism of a blood vessel. This is what happened to this guy. The cement leaked from the bone into his veins, where it hardened and embolized, traveling to his heart. Doctors were able to remove the cement embolism and repair a tear in his heart. While they were in there, they changed his oil and checked his tire pressure.
I should have known.
Long way to go to just get that stupid line out. Isn't it?
Was he running a little low there?
He was, just a touch. It was
A hair, a tad.
Uh-huh.
This is not really a story. It's just something I came up with in my own little mind because it's odd.
Okay.
Tara Ross is one of my favorites on Facebook and Instagram. So she gets a free plug. She does history stuff.
You've talked to me about her before.
Yeah, Monday is like Medal of Honor Mondays and all this cool stuff.
Yeah.
Well, today is November the 9th. It is the anniversary of the 1965 blackout. For those
remember
of you
the 9th of November. That's how it goes, right?
the 8th of November.
6th, or,
Right?
I
think
can't
it's the 8th.
remember. Guy Fawkes Day? I have no
Guy
idea.
Fawkes Day. Yeah, with the weird masks now.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you were too young to remember that, and we were barely, all are part of 8 states along the eastern seaboard. 2 Canadian provinces were affected, with means about 80,000 square miles, had zero electricity.
Okay.
As you might expect, there was a boatload of stupid that went on, but there was also moments of great togetherness where you worked together to get things done.
And 9 months later, a baby.
There was that too. Yes, sir. Because let's be honest, young people in the dark will do what young people do in the dark.
Heck, they do that in daylight these days.
You had to help me out with that, didn't you? Thanks.
Mhm.
I own 3 young people. Don't do that.
Ooh.
I'd like to think it has to be very dark and like I'm dead when they do that.
Hmm.
So anyway, this comes in my mail and I'm reading. I thought, that's so cute. And then I'm wondering, when did Simon and Garfunkel's The Sound of Silence come out? Which begins with that marvelous line, "Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I've talked with you again." Because
The album came out in
creeping.
Came out in 1964. I thought, rats.
You thought you had something good going here, didn't you?
Yeah. And then I checked further and I found out the single was actually not released until September 1965. A mere 2 months before the blackout.
Foreshadowing?
Coincidence? I think not. Now, where is Black Mirror on this? Come on. This would be good. You'd have Simon and Garfunkel up there trying to mess around with electronic stuff. I'm pretty sure Garfunkel gets electrocuted. Look, is that would explain the hair?
Go back
Remember
to the
Art when he had the
big fro, big blonde fro.
I'm going back to
where you said, I think not.
Yeah.
Cartesian philosophy would say you should have disappeared then, because Descartes said, I think, therefore I am. And if you're thinking not, you should not.
See, and oddly, I haven't thought of Descartes, and so he's not.
Just never, ever, ever put Descartes before the horse. From Ronnie Tucker.
Wow.
A self-employed gardener who became known.
Yes, by the way, if you're new to this, this is how it always works.
so you know, horses don't understand English. That's why. And they understand French even less. Ronnie Tucker, from Ronnie Tucker.
Mr.
Tucker
Ed,
of the Ronnie Persuasion. What?
Mr. Ed understood English because he talked with Wilbur.
A self-employed gardener who became known as the Somerset Gimp. After terrifying women by dressing in an all-black Gimp suit in a small
I saw this
village.
story and had to look up Gimp to find out what they were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I really wish I hadn't.
Has been banned from wearing a Gimp costume for 5 years. I can imagine the judge saying, I can't believe I actually have to do this.
He came home that night and said, honey, you're not going to believe it, but I think I did something today, and in my wildest dreams, I never thought I would do.
Joshua Hunt, rhymes with nitwit, 32, was handed a sexual risk order, which also bans him from crawling, wriggling, or writhing on the ground in public after police linked him to 25 incidents.
If I may paraphrase another song, whatever gets you through the night.
Incidents involving the Somerset Gimp began in 2018, including sightings of the man writhing around on the ground and stepping out in front of cars wearing a Gimp suit. Under the order, for the next 5 years, Hunt will be placed under a series of restrictions, from a ban on writhing on the ground in public places whilst wearing a full body covering, to limitations on his internet access. After being arrested in May this year, Hunt told police, I'm not a Gimp. I do not own a Gimp suit. I am not in a Gimp suit. I am not dangerous. I am a normal person. I have a few problems.
One of them would be wearing a Gimp suit you don't have.
And wriggling around on the ground, scaring people.
Yeah. Wow. And I thought the Sounds of Silence connection to the big old Blackout was going to be the weirdest thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in awe.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.